Assuming you're searching for AMP cost expectation scourge for 2024, 2024, 2025, 2030, and need to know where the costs of AMP will go from now on, we will investigate the previous costs of AMP and we'll figure out what specialists are talking about its future cost activities. Kindly remember that you really want to take this forecast and each and every expectation with the goal that this is just the idea of some market master investigators. Also, foreseeing something so amazing is totally unimaginable. However, we will make an honest effort. We should begin. As per the most recent information accumulated, the ongoing cost of AMP is $69 and AMP is right now positioned #257 in the whole crypto biological system. The flow supply of AMP is 42,227,702,186 with a market cap of $292,341,537. In the beyond 24 hours, the crypto has been diminished by 303% in its ongoing worth. Assuming we analyze the ongoing business sector cap of the AMP with yesterday's, you can see that the market cap is additionally down. For most recent 7 days, the AMP was in great vertical pattern and expanded by 204%. AMP has shown areas of strength for exceptionally recently, and this could be decent an open door to dive right in and contribute. We foresee future AMP cost expectations AMP figure by applying profound man-made consciousness helped specialized examination on the past value information of AMP. We give our altogether greatest verifiable information for the AMP coin, which incorporate different boundaries like past value, AMP market cap, AMP volume, and hardly any more. Assuming you are hoping to put resources into advanced cryptographic forms of money and need great profit from your speculations, try to peruse our forecasts. AMP value forecast synopsis. AMP is expected to arrive at a most extreme cost of $0147 constantly 2025. The typical extended cost for AMP in 2030 is supposed to be $2 with likely change somewhere in the range of $0798 and $0956. As of the most recent update, AMP is exchanging at around $0.69. Long-haul examination proposes that AMP cost might actually flood to $720 by 2050. AMP is gauged to arrive at a typical cost of $454 toward the finish of 2040. AMP value forecast 2024. The cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at the very least worth of $3 in 2024. The AMP cost could arrive at a most extreme worth of $ounces with the typical exchanging cost of $0.86 all through 2024. AMP value expectation 2025. According to the conjecture and specialized examination, in 2025 the cost of AMP is supposed to reach at least value worth of $127. The AMP cost can arrive at a greatest value worth of $147 with the typical worth of $. AMP value estimate for 2026. AMP cost is figured to arrive at a most reduced conceivable degree of $104 in 2026. According to our discoveries, the AMP cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $17 with the typical figure cost of $1. AMP value expectation 2027. The cost of 1 AMP is supposed to reach at least degree of $6 in 2027. The AMP cost can arrive at a greatest degree of $317 with the typical cost of $268 all through 2027. AMP value forecast 2028. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of AMP, in 2028 the cost of AMP is estimated to be at around a base worth of $372. The AMP value worth can arrive at a limit of $447 with the typical exchanging worth of $385 in USD. AMP value expectation 2029. AMP cost is figured to arrive at a least conceivable degree of $544 in 2029. According to our discoveries, the AMP cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $639 with the typical conjectured cost of $559. AMP value expectation 2030. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of AMP, in 2030 the cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at the very least degree of $798. The AMP cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $956 with the typical exchanging cost of $. AMP value estimate 2031. The cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at least worth of $0.171 in 2031. The AMP cost could arrive at a greatest worth of $349 with the typical exchanging cost of $204 all through 2031. AMP value expectation 2032. According to the figure cost and specialized examination, In 2032, the cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at any rate level of $701. The AMP cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $2035 with the typical exchanging cost of $749. AMP value forecast 2033. The cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at any rate level of $1.478 in 2033. The AMP cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $1.2959 with the typical cost of $566 all through 2033. AMP value conjecture 2040. The reception and true use instances of a digital currency are similarly crucial contemplations. Projects with viable applications and broad reception are bound to persevere over the long haul. According to the AMP cost estimate for 2040, AMP is expected to arrive at a most extreme value worth of $514 in 2040. The base anticipated cost of AMP coin in 2040 is supposed to be around $416, while the typical cost of the AMP for 2040 is projected to be $454. AMP value estimate for 2050. Understanding business sector patterns and opinions is pivotal, however feeling can be flighty. Analyzing current market elements can offer bits of knowledge into potential cost developments, yet taking into account the more extensive ecosystem is fundamental. In 2050, the greatest cost of AMP is supposed to reach $71 ESA, with a typical exchanging worth of $663. The base cost is projected to be around $632. AMP value figure facts. How high might AMP at any point go? The typical cost of AMP could go to $0.86 before the current year's over. Assuming we gauge the 5-year plan, it is assessed that the coin will handily come to the $0.35 mark. What is the AMP cost today? Today AMP is exchanging at $969 with the market cap of $292,341,537,000. What amount does AMP cost in 2025? The cost of AMP will increment as additional financial backers engage in the task. In year 2025, AMP will be worth about a normal cost of dollars rent. Is AMP a wise venture? AMP's worth is supposed to keep on extending, as deficiency will in general energize cost rise. Kindly note, there is a gamble to any venture. Simply put resources into what you can achieve prior to arriving at any resolutions and direct the most extreme examination conceivable. What amount will AMP be worth in 2030? As far as value, AMP has a remarkable potential to arrive at new levels. It is gauged that AMP will increment in esteem. As indicated by unambiguous specialists and business investigators, AMP can stir things up around town cost of $956 till 2030. What will be the AMP most elevated conjecture cost for 2024? The AMP cost is supposed to arrive at a most extreme degree of dollars annualized toward the finish of 2024.